On today's video, let's talk about my top 5 items on my wish list. These are items that I believe should be added, removed, balanced, changed, and many other things within Rise of Kingdoms to ensure that we get a much more fun experience, a better future for the game, and overall my vision on how I would like to see Rise of Kingdoms evolve and grow. So if you guys want to engage in the conversation, comments down below are for that, but for now, sit back, drop a like on the video. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Today, let's talk about my 5 items on my wish list, the top 5 items that I'd like to see a little bit changed in Rise of Kingdoms. Before we start though, I am a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms, and if you enjoy the content, make sure you're slapping a like on it, and of course, subscribing to the channel down below. Hit the bell to know when I upload my next video and every other video, because we do every single day, as well as stream here on YouTube. Rise of Kingdoms, we'll stream a little bit of Rise of Kingdoms on Twitch as well, on my Twitch channel. Join the Discord down below to know that link and all that good stuff. Anyway, let's start off with a very big disclaimer. I understand that every single one of you is looking at this video, not even watching it, going down to the comments and going, fix the lag, fix the lag, the lag, lag. Yes, the lag needs to be fixed. We understand. Lag is the number one thing that Lilith needs to fix. Understood. I understand it. Lilith pretty much understands it. Every single community member understands it. At this point, the mobile gaming community understands it. I feel like Samsung and Apple understand it. I feel like at this point, God, any type of them that you believe in, understand that lag needs to be fixed, okay? Lag is not on this list because it's an infrastructure thing. It's not an in-game thing. Please, let's have a conversation that's not lag, okay? Please. With that being said, and by the way, I'm not imitating most of you, just those who like to type like that. Some of them do. I don't know who those are. But anyway, my 5 items are in-game mechanics that I feel like can be changed, that'll make the gaming experience more fun, okay? So let's start with the first one. This is in no particular order, by the way. The first one is I would like to see more ways to get materials as well as a big dump of equipment. Right now, we have a decent amount of equipment in the game, but honestly, like, it's very easy to know which piece of equipment you want to go for and why, and there's not that much of a diverse selection for certain things. You really know what the best set is for cavalry, best set is for infantry, best set is for archers. If you don't know what that is, cards up on the top right for my videos where I went over all of that, and for free-to-play players, for slow spenders, for whales, those videos are for you. But regardless, I'd like there to be so much equipment that you can build like a health set, a defense set, an attack set. Like have more equipment mean more for equipment to actually have a more impactful change on the strategy, because right now we know the top tier equipment set of cavalry will give you all these stats. But I would like there to be a situation where there are 3-4 different types of sets that people swap. With that, the other addition in this one point would be equipment sets. I am so tired of having to exchange the commander's equipment one by one. It makes me sick. Lilith, for the love of God, add the ability to create a set. This is a set, and I want to put this set on this commander, this set on that commander, instead of swapping them one by one. For the love of God, allow us to create sets. And the third sub-item within this one subject is more materials, in the sense of getting more materials from more different places. Either from hunting barbarians, maybe barbarian forts will start giving material chests, maybe silver keys. I'm not a fan of silver keys because you get a lot of silver keys after, especially when you start doing like the expedition rewards, when you get the 12 chests you get out of here. I mean, you're going to get a boatload of silver keys, so honestly, like, I wouldn't be a fan of silver keys having materials, but perhaps gold keys or a very, 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 very low percentage on the silver keys would be great too. But more materials, more equipment, make so that equipment is a bit more accessible to folks, but also, like, if you're a big spender, for you to have multiple types of equipments that you can use for certain things, kind of like you do with commanders nowadays. You really want to make sure that happens. That's my first point. I want more materials, equipment sets, for the love of God, Lilith, and more equipment. Number 2 is a point that we've been drilling for a while, and I know you guys are not going to like, but I'm still going to say it. Attel Takeda need a balance. Either nerf them or upgrade the other commanders. Something that Life said on my latest stream, shout out to you, Life, an X-Kingdom 59 member, is that up to this point, cavalry commanders were more like skill-based commanders, skill damage commanders, which is completely true. And the difference was that in the 3rd generation with Attel Takeda, it started being more about normal attack and counterattack damage, which was something that infantry commanders used to do. The whole point of infantry commanders, where is this boy? The whole point of infantry commanders is these kinds of things. Cavalries were skill, infantry were a little bit more attack, and then that's how the balance worked. By giving that to Attel Takeda, now they're pretty much infantry commanders. The reason Artemisia is so good against Attel Takeda is just like Life said, Artemisia was meant to break infantry commanders who are attack and counterattack commanders, which is why it works so well against Attel Takeda. Attel Takeda broke the balance of this game. They broke how commanders are divided in terms of their roles within the game. I would like to see either a buff of all the commanders, that way these commanders can be used against Attel Takeda, or the unfortunate nerf, because honestly, like, Attel Takeda are just broken. The fact that your go-to rally is always Attel Takeda if you have them available just proves how broken they are. The fact that so many of these rallies are primarily Attel Takeda, and when I ask you, what are the best rally commanders out there? Attel Takeda. What is the best set of commanders to invest in right now? Attel Takeda. What's the best open field march that does the most amount of damage in terms of severely wounded? Attel Takeda. So they need a nerf, or there needs to be a buff to get all these commanders up to par so that they can put up a fight against Attel Takeda. The matter of the fact is Guan Yu and Leonidas cannot beat Attel Takeda, which is the first time that's ever happened in Rise of Kingdoms. And curiously enough, Artemisia can, because she was supposed to beat Guan Yu and Leonidas, who are supposed to be normal attack commanders like every other infantry, but they're not. Attel Takeda need a balance. That's all I'm going to say. Either way, it just has to happen. Whether you like it or not, you invested in them or not, it has to happen. Number 3 is epic or legendary city fragments. Now hold on a second before you go, oh no, city theme fragments city themes should be exclusive. You're gonna like my idea. So there are city themes all of us have missed out on. There are very few people who have every single city theme available out there. And someone brought up an idea of perhaps making some of these city themes available in fragment modes. Now, I would like to take that a step further, because I feel like if you were able to collect specific city theme fragments, it would be a really, 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 really rough scenario, because folks would actually just pick whichever skin they want, and that would be a little bit annoying. So my recommendation is a generic legendary and generic epic city theme fragment, which you can connect to get a random city theme, but it's not 100% successful. If it's an epic city theme fragment, 30 city theme fragments have a 50% chance to give you a skin, a random skin, or break. 30 legendary city theme fragments have a 20% chance to successfully give you a random legendary city theme, or something of that sort. It can be a much lower percentage. It can be something that like people try to grind for and it's actually hard to get. People sweat their butts off to get the Twilight Falls in Season 1. People spent tons and tons and tons of money to get the Age of Devotion on the first anniversary. They spent tons of money on Saints Halo. They won events like KVK, like Osiris League, right? They want to have these exclusive items, and I understand that. Which is why I'm saying some of these should have a much lower percentage for you to be able to get. Some of them should be a higher percentage. And there's no such thing as you not getting the same city theme twice. So you can have a chance of getting this city theme 2-3 times. That would make it a little bit easier on making this exclusive enough so that it's still important for you to get city themes. But you can, if you grind enough and really want it, one day maybe get lucky and get a city theme you didn't have. So a mechanic with city themes that will be fair enough to make it fun and something achievable and a challenge to go for, but also hard enough so that the exclusivity of working hard for the skin like you did stays there. So that's my third point, city theme fragments. My fourth point is to change a mechanic in Rise of Kingdoms, and that is the Ethelflaed sculptures. Now, quite frankly, Ethelflaed is completely and utterly useless. For the record, server reset was a little bit ago, so I still haven't done all of these. But what I did right now, buying 3 of these heads, is completely pointless. Mine is expertise. After the coming update, you cannot donate her in stage 3 of Eve of rebuilding your lost temple, your lost Crusader Fortress, whatever. Stage 3 of Past Glory, you cannot submit these anymore, so they're pointless, okay? My recommendation is, just like there was here previously, like this broken type of commander sculpture, I would like there to be a thing here where when you click on it, you get either a random generic epic sculpture, a commander-based epic sculpture, a generic legendary commander sculpture, or an actual commander legendary commander. Essentially, three times a day you have a chance to potentially get a legendary commander sculpture, either a generic one or one of any random commander, including gold keys, including everything. We don't want to make this too easy and too profitable, but we also want to make something out of it. So I would say epics and legendaries, every type of legendary, including Mightiest Governor ones, including Charlemagne and Wuzetians, including everything. Make the odds different for each type of commander. That way we keep it fair and nice and all that good stuff of exclusivity and all that. Make it so that it takes some time for new commanders to make it in here. For example, you have to wait 2 cycles of commanders before the commanders get here, or a certain amount of time. But make it so that this is actually useful, because right now that up there is completely pointless. I mean, I'm getting the sculptures just because I'm not just going to keep stacking coins. I already am stacking coins by the boatloads for no damn reason. I'm at 346,000, and that's because right before my KVK, a couple of KVKs ago, I just spent all my coins on these and then exchanged them onto the, whatchamacallit, stage 3. For the record, you can do that. Instead of picking up Ethelflaeds, just keep the coins and then blast them on whichever epic is up there, and then donate that guy for coins in stage 3. For the record, that's something you can do. I've done it multiple times, so I only have 346,000 coins. So the fourth point here is change that to something more fun, to a random legendary epic commander of some sort, either generic or not generic. Out of all of them, good luck, have fun, 3 tries a day, maybe you get lucky. I feel like that's a good use for that spot. Number 5 on my list is a change to the migration cost. Now, a change to the migration cost is a point that is a bit broad, and I'm going to try to really quickly go through it because I don't want to keep you guys here for too long. There are 2 types of changes that need to happen. First of all is the Imperium Kingdoms lock. I don't know whether that lock is good or not. I don't know whether 1 person a month is enough, but I feel like there should be a way to get more people in, but for a lot more expensive. So the first guy who comes in the month is the same price. The second person that comes in the month costs 4, 5, 10, 5 more passport pages. The third person in the month takes 10 more pages. The fourth person in the month takes 15 more pages, and the 5th person in the month takes 20 more pages to come into an Imperium Kingdom, then a regular kingdom, and then lock it. Or something of that sort. Make it so that more people can come in for a more expensive price if there are those who are willing to pay it. It will stop the top of the top of the top of the top to want to go to be together, because at the end of the day it'll still be expensive. But it will also give opportunity to those who actually want to come into these kingdoms to get there. With 1 a month, it's just too little. And of course, the 5 at a time might be a little too much. Maybe it's like 3 more per one, so that the 5th one in the month has to pay like 15 extra pages compared to the second one who pays 3 or something like that. But you get the point. Make something different in the Imperium lock so that a bit more folks can come in at a higher price if it needs to be. At the same time, make it so that regular migration is much cheaper. Regular migration right now is too expensive. They lowered it by 1 if you're under 25 or 35 million power, which is nice, but it's not enough. The old system that it was based on the ranking on your kingdom seemed to have worked a little bit better. Maybe make a combination of both. So based on your ranking in the kingdom, there is a multiplier. So if you are within the top 100, your multiplier, let's say, is I don't know, 5, and then for each multiplier, it costs 10 passport pages to migrate or something like that. If you're in the top 20, then it's an 8 multiplier. If you're in the top 50, between 21 and 50, it's a 5 multiplier, 4 multiplier, 3 multiplier. If you're below 35, it's like a half a multiplier where you pay 5 pages or something like that. Make it so that it is expensive to migrate, and it is getting more expensive to hire power folks to migrate, sure, but also make it so that it's based on where they go rather than a generic number. I feel like that would be a little bit better. That would help those who are lower power and lower spenders to move a bit more, and also leave some room for the bigger players to move around, to allow folks with like 60 million power to come into Kingdom 93 at a very cheap cost compared to going into a dead kingdom where they'd be some of the top players, and therefore it'll be more expensive. It does mean that dead kingdoms will remain deader because in theory bigger players don't want to go there. But at the end of the day, it also means that a middle level player can come into a dead kingdom and build himself there and build up something there. And once you've built something, you bring in the big boys too. The idea is to build kingdoms, not to migrate into kingdoms. But at the same time, it's too expensive. I don't like it personally, and I want to know what you guys think. Those are my 5 items that I would change within Rise of Kingdoms. Now, one final small thing for you guys, because I know a lot of you have been speculating and a lot of you had something to say. I've seen Facebook, I've seen your comments. You guys were on the stream asking, yes, Baba did indeed migrate to us, and so hopefully we'll character T. Welcome Baba to Kingdom 59. I know you guys are going to think that this is propaganda and that we told that he asked to show up and blah, blah, blah and all that. But as you can see, we're welcoming him with open arms. He has no resources as he migrated, and Bella's already hooking him up. I sent him some resources. This is how we work. Haters going to hate, my man. Welcome. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Don't forget to drop a like before you leave. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for all your continued support lately. The channel's been growing. You guys have been amazing. The support on the streams has been crazy. Thank you all, and I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Take care and have a good one. Peace.